Recap. There's a coronavirus pandemic. There's people who are receiving vaccines, and now they said at least a third of the United States military who have said no. There are those who wear masks to prevent spreading possible death and dying to other humans now. And today's Thursday, February 2021 now. This month began similar to other months on planet Earth, in outer space, living on an object, on Capitol Hill in Seattle, in Washington State, in the United States of America. I overpaid rent $90 last month and only had to pay a lesser amount this month. I suddenly discovered spices 7 years after cancer surgery and proton radiation therapy treatment. A few years after apprenticing with the shaman from Tibet, who was born over there where China said he had to be communist. And then he fled to India and then to Colorado and now in Seattle, in Greenwood, with a shop called Pema Carpo. We sold incense and sage and medicinal herbs burned for meditation, yoga, and practices involving Tibetan medicine with death and dying. And for those who are dead now, we meditated. We ate food with Himalayan spices and sheep fat from my friend Riggson's family's Tinke house, where they have a village and dry sheep's fat, occasionally shipping here to the Pacific Northwest. And when I got my spices, I checked ingredients, talked to my landlord to make sure my problems with my bank account were a discussion and an ongoing difficulty I'm working to solve. And he, a landlord, responded, "We'll figure it out. An eviction moratorium in place, soon to expire, though, unfortunately. And a small amount of money we were discussing about this month, mostly having to do with me needing to speed up my finances and being restricted and limited and controlled by previous confusion with identity theft and someone taking my Social Security number and other unknown parts. Nobody from the government ever explained to me and failed to offer as an explanation for why someone would want to tamper with my life, working to be a pediatric doctor, a neurologist for babies and children and families and young people. And now I've got an upset stomach from MSG nobody told me I ordered. But thankfully and optimistically, a full pantry full of spices I can now use to eat less food when I'm done fasting, having better taste and benefits from turmeric for my arthritis now, other than salt and pepper sold on Capitol Hill now, at grocery stores where there's less energy and more drugs available now. And I have my bank account and I have time now. A rent check I already talked to my landlord about, charged twice with fees, originally declined and sent back. I had planned and budgeted for next month, and also solved mathematically and made a decision. I'm writing money orders from now on to have those dollars and cents I need so much taken out immediately, instead of sitting in my bank account empty, waiting for a check to get cashed by a landlord who rents out rooms in a house they call an apartment building now. And then the second fee, they cash the check a day later. Voila. Voila. $70 for one check, initially denied and then approved. Now, with uncertainty, did the landlord's mental health organization, owner of the building, have their bank account, have those funds available now? And then I got a new phone to replace an outdated, nearly broken from an assault and all kinds of other difficult conditions called homelessness and an eviction from a Chinese Tibetan landlord who stole my laptop and then returned the object mysteriously with the words, "Don't call the police and not tell her and her son first," in Shoreline, Washington. Now, and with the description of the confusion from the T-Mobile salesperson and customer service representatives aside, ordered 3 items essential now on Amazon. Sponges, trash bags, and a USB charger for my phone I didn't know I didn't need, but later learned after tireless work, charges faster and allows me to do and not have to pause to plug in and plug in and plug in and recharge and restart and restart. Were delivered originally with a failed attempt. Went down, they were gone. There was a noise, awareness. Now. Canceled the orders after customer service said, reordered. Waiting till 10 o'clock tonight, they said, and I speak aloud now for observers to hear, listeners to see with their hallucinations and misdirection and confusion now. And lastly, for the last 4 minutes, with the last 4 minutes remaining, a social worker, counselor, manager putting up flyers, coincidentally, spontaneously bumping into her in the hall, not physically or emotionally or spiritually or literally, but seeing her at a distance, noticing she was staring, and I made sure she wasn't seeing a self and ego behind me or to the sides when her eyes went blink and her awareness and her attention went blink. And then her skinnier face, then I remembered, in her different appearance, I said, wasn't disrupted by some mysterious other person than the two of us. And I was trying to figure out why I asked her as politely as I could. She didn't keep the last appointment we had scheduled and never told me she needed to cancel, and never said why she canceled. And most importantly, why all my phone calls, about 5 of them, before I stopped and just decided to let them all, her and her mental health organization, figure out what they're doing now. And she quickly said, we'll talk tomorrow. Walking into an elevator and gone. I still have flashbacks and I still have misdirection, confusion when I remember a memory from only a few days ago. And now on the second day later, a mental health organization called Community House in Seattle remains silent and quiet, ignoring a paying insurance provider of money. Those services they say they have to make a change they wish to see in the world now. However, in a short amount of time, I'll receive free more money. And today will be March. Now. Now, now. Echo, echo, echo. Echo, echo. Echo, echo. 666.